good afternoon, good evening, all over the world. Dobson 777A here. We're going to talk about Cornish rocks. In fact, I ordered jumbo Cornish rocks, and these things are fantastic meat chickens. I ordered from tractorsupply.com, and the order went to McMurray Hatchery, and this is off of their website. So these are what the chicks look like, and I'm going to show you some video of my chicks, but I thought that you should see the fantastic product that is provided by this hatchery. A lot of the hatcheries will carry these, and I've ordered from several of them. Just again, I order from Tractor Supply because they tend to have better prices than directly to these hatcheries. But in this case, I noticed it looked like it was the same price, whether you ordered from Tractor Supply or not. Now, there's a couple different options. You can order larger quantities and get better price, or a smaller quantity and pay a little bit more. Now, it's just the wife and I right now, and we already have pretty full freezers, so I decided not to order like a batch of 30, which is pretty inexpensive when you add everything up. But I ordered 15, and with this particular order, we got a bonus chick as well. And I'm going to show you some of the math behind this, but this is something pretty much anybody can do. You need some equipment, and I'll show you how I process them. In fact, I've got videos on the website already, or the YouTube directory that you can go look at for this. But let's look at what we've got, and I'll go through the math so you can understand, ahead of time what it's going to cost. So this is kind of like what the chicken looks like, except for these are big fat mamas. In fact, I constantly am calling them turkeys because they get so big. I ordered males, and these will grow to 10 pounds in about 8 to 9 weeks. And so you'll end up with about a 7.5 pound carcass, not counting gizzards, hearts, necks, which we eat. We love that stuff ourselves. So this is a little description of what these are. They're not designed, like I said, for raising above 5,000 feet, because these are so heavy, they'll probably just have heart attacks and stuff. But these are pretty much what's grown at all of these chicken farms around here. And they just don't grow them as large as I do. I figure if I'm going to grow them, I want to get the biggest meat I can for the freezer, and they are fantastic tasting. So here's what I'm talking about. If you go to tractorsupply.com, you can order 10 of these baby chicks for $24.99. You can normally buy these unsexed. I'm surprised that it doesn't have it unsexed this way, because I've done that before, because that makes it really easy at processing time. You can order mixed, and the roosters will be ready like a week ahead of time of the hens. So that means you got half as many to process. So if you say you raised 30 of them, well, that's a big day in processing. So one week I'll do 15, and then the next week I'll do the other 15. So in this case, since I've got all males and I only ordered 15, I can do 15 a day. That's still a big day, doing 15 chickens all the way through. So let's see what my chicks look like. What's that noise, Dougie? No, over here. Shh, get down. Get down. Get down. Listen. Shh, listen. I got a bunch of chickies. Look at all of them. Can you hear them, Dougie? We're going to take them downstairs and get them set up, but first we got to feed you guys. All right, we got a surprise today. We got some Cornish rock chicks, plus one extra chick they give us that's a random, I call it like a fancy feet. It's got the feathered feet, but you can see these guys, they're really crammed in here. There's 16 chicks in here. So I'm going to go ahead and get them out, and I'm going to show you how we give them a little bit of water. But let me show you what I did here. So this is a 100-gallon watering trowel that they carry at Tractor Supply. And then I put one of my seed heat mats, seed starting heat mat. But under that I've got a piece of plywood. And this
This kind of isolates it from the concrete, so it gives it a little bit of like insulation value. And then I put tote covers over the top of this, and then this is a 250 watt bulb in here. So now I'm going to take each of the chicks out one at a time and then just give them a little bit of water. So I'm going to have my trusted assistant over here hold this like this. It should be fine now. So we just carefully take it out like this. We just dunk its beak in the water. And then we just set it down. These seem really healthy. I like this box because it looks like they were really kept close together, which probably kept their warmth up. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, okay. Just gotta show you where the water is. Now these are Cornish rock chicks. They're meat chickens I should say. And I believe I ordered sexed chicks, so these are males. Probably get a female mixed in there occasionally, but anyways, within 2 months these will be 10-pound gross weight chickens, and then when you process them it's about 7.5 pounds. You don't have to go that long though. You could do it sooner if you wanted to. This is the one that's a different kind. If you look at its feet, see how it's got feathers on it? I call it a fancy feet. But it's going to be significantly undersized compared to the rest of these, and it'll be fighting for food. I'll probably have to raise it separately. But anyways, these chicks are very lazy. They will just sit in front of the food container when they get larger, and you have to take the food away after a couple weeks at night. So you only feed them, 12 hours on and then 12 hours off. Otherwise, they grow so fast their legs can't support them, and they'll actually have like heart attacks and stuff and die. But these are not designed to live for any longer than a couple months. That's it. So they're pure meat chickens. They're just like what you would get in the store, except for I'm feeding them, a very nice diet. In fact, you're supposed to feed them for the first 5 weeks 20% protein chick starter, and then you can switch to like 18%. They're very content, not going crazy. It's amazing, just a couple days old like this. I mean, as soon as they're hatched, they put them in a box and they ship it. So these are only like 2 days old. They were shipped on Tuesday, and it's Thursday now. Boy, they're hungry too. They're going straight for their food. Yeah, usually you just have to show them where the water is. They're hungry. I mean, they've been kind of stuck in that really small box for a very long time. Very stressful. They seem to be doing very well, though. I'm happy with this. Now, I paid to have all of the shots, and I think I can tell there's a big difference when you do that, because last year when I did the videos, I had a group where I think I ordered 30 chicks, and I think I lost like 10 of them. It was horrible. They just were sick when I got them. So I think, it's worth spending a little extra money to get the shots. And what I do is I just put these on top like this, and this kind of keeps the drafts down. Keeps it nice and warm in there for them. And it keeps it nice and quiet for them. So there's your chickies.
So let me share with you the costs of my order. So this was jumbo Cornish rock males, 15 of them for $347. And like I said, if you buy 30 of these or so, I've seen deals. You can go to these different hatcheries. If you get at least 30 of them, you can cut this down to like $2.50 a piece. But again, I don't have any freezer space right now, but I just want to keep in the habit of doing this twice a year. So I've got just enough to where I can do 15 of these. Plus, remember, I'm going to be growing some turkeys as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. So those are coming next week. So anyways, $52.05 for 15 of these. And then I got one free chick that I'm probably going to give away to my buddy that, you know, I'll pass it off when I get those other ones hatched. And then here's what the shots were. It was $3 for 15. So there's two different shots. There's the coccidiosis and Merrick's disease. So both of those were done. And then I bought some stuff that's supposed to help with chicks. It's a little more nutrition that you put in the water and stuff. So I've got that as well. Never bought this before, but I'm trying everything this time so I can get the best yield possible. Now I did some calculations here. So 8 to 9 weeks, you get 10 pounds gross weight. And I actually just start weighing them, you know, when I get to 8 weeks. And if these things are at 10 pounds, I process them that week. If they're 9.5 pounds, depending on what day of the week it is, you know, if it's like Wednesday, I may not do this till Saturday when the wife is home. So we just got to look at weather and everything else, but I don't let them get over 10 pounds. And the reason why is you end up with a 7 to 8 pound dressed weight, and they don't fit in my bags anymore, my shrink bags. So I have to keep them in that 9.5 to 10 pound and no more. And then you do a little calculation. It's usually for every pound weight you want for your chicken, you have to have 2 pounds of feed. And since I want 10-pound chickens, I'm assuming I'm going to have 20 pounds feed times 15 chickens. That means I'm going to need 300 pounds of feed. So 300 pounds divided by 50, that tells me I need 6 bags of feed, and that's what these are down here. These are the feed bags that I need. You start off with 20% feed. You could do even more if you want to, but 20% protein seems to work good for me. And what you do is, so you do that for the first 4 to 5 weeks. So I'm assuming we're going to have 3 bags of that at $16.99. You see this one costs a little bit more than this one. And then I have 3 bags at $13.99. Now, a lot of times what I do is I end up mixing together for a couple weeks as I, you know, get them down to the 16%. So that way you end up with 18%. But anyways, that says you're going to have $92, almost $93 of feed costs. And then you had the chicks cost was $65.90, so you're up to $158 for 15 chickens. And then, you know, 7.5 pounds times 15 chickens, that means 112 pounds of meat. And then you end up with 158 divided by 112, that means it's going to be $1.41 a pound, not counting gizzards, hearts, and necks. So you'll get a few more pounds of meat, which, you know, we cook all of that. And then I have the livers and I forget what else I had in there, kidneys. I give those to the dogs. We cook them up and give them to the dogs. But I love the gizzard, hearts, and necks. I'll eat those all day. So anyways, that kind of shows you, if you go to my directories within the YouTube channel, you'll see everything you need to know about raising these chicks. I show you what feeders to use, what waterers. I show you the, you know, how much the tanks cost at least a year or so ago, everything that you need to know for raising, and it's all broken down by cost. But this just gives you a high level view, and it's a great way to grow your own meat. So we do this twice a year. When I have family living with us, we actually will grow 30 chickens because we eat a lot, twice as much as what we're doing right now. But twice a year, I'll do at least 15 chickens, maybe more. So we'll see what the freezer looks like in the fall, but I may end up having to do more. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed the show. This is something we've been doing for a while, and we're very happy with the quality of the meat. And I'm going to actually put some recipes out there because we now have come up with we're now doing dry brining recipes for both our rabbit and our chicken. It comes out fantastic. So I need to get some of those recipes out there for you. But every year we learn a little bit more and we come up with better and better because these have no injections. The stuff you buy in the store, you might think this is a little expensive when we get down to this $1.41 a pound, but you forget that you're paying for about 20-25% salt water with the meat you buy in the store. Mine doesn't have any of that. This is just pure meat weight. So when you're paying 99 cents a pound in the store, you're paying 25% of that for salt water. So keep that in mind. So anyways, I want to encourage you to grow your own protein as if you're able to, or get with somebody that can, and help them out and split the costs because you're just going to be happier with the product anyways. All right, hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Do the best you can. God bless.